the new Joker and Batman picks.
Hey, we're live.
I think turning the Wi-Fi off.
Yeah, I think it was just monopolizing a lot of the...
I got slow Wi-Fi in this house, I'm not going to lie to you.
Slow Wi-Fi.
Slow Wi.
Where the hell did it go? There it is. All right.
So where is this going?
YouTube.
YouTube.
And it saves it as a video on our channel, too, so we just have episodes on there.
I'll start it off. I guess people are seeing what we do before the episode.
It's not as awkwardly talk.
It's not as fucked up as they wanted it to be.
No, we're reining it in though.
They expected this to do coke off the blade of a hatchet. Okay.
What number is it? Oh shit! You know what we got to figure out? There's a little inside baseball.
Oh, the next UFB. Oh, we only got one. Snake versus apes.
Yes, Snake v. Apes. You know what? I forgot we were doing two, so that next one isn't even going to be on Instagram. People know the voting process. It's bullshit anyway.
67.
Oh, here we go. Here, I don't know if I want to list them all off because
I'll point to what I want.
let's see if I can. I don't know why my there it goes. I don't know where they are. I want that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
That's a pretty good one.
That's actually, yeah, that's really good.
All right.
And do you want to pick between episodes, we'll pick a third one too.
Third one after that. We don't need to know that one yet.
All right. Hello and welcome to the Optimism Club, episode number 132. My name is Steve Ball, and I'm here with my friend Drew Dichtel. How you doing, man?
Never, ever do that.
I don't understand.
I'm about ready to
Your
walk.
full name is Andrew.
I'm
the
about
shortening
ready
of
to
that,
walk
and appropriate shortening of that is Drew.
The only thing I hate being called worse than Andrew is Drew. Although I will say, actually, that leads me to one of the ladies that I work with has lately, when she sees me, started going, "Hey, and,"
that's funny.
Which is, first of all, why shorten my already shortened name again? And second of all, "and's" already a word and not a name of someone. And sometimes I swear to God, she says "Ann." Which I'm like, come on, wait, stop.
This woman has time is money, essentially, and she's not going to waste her time saying the E of your name.
She's really with the youth culture. She needs to shorten everything.
She's like, I mean, you're going to see her tomorrow, and she's going to be like, "Hey, up!"
She's just going to say "hand," which is both high and together. And
so, and then eventually you're just going to see her, and she's going to be like,
okay, we're broadcasting on YouTube, but
I know the one time we can do visual
jokes to a minimum.
I forgot, yeah.
I don't think anybody's here. Yeah, if you're listening to this, you can see what we look like when we record on our YouTube channel. Just
I kind of forgot you were bringing the camera over. I was
Yeah. We tried it last time we recorded and it didn't work, but now it seems to be working.
I look like I look like I always do. Just kind of not clean.
I'm like dressed. I put on stage makeup.
It'd be funny if you show up with like a tux, like it's the Oscars. Like, what are you so dressed up for?
No reason.
I'm in a filthy bathrobe.
Your chest just exposed.
Like
you got like ketchup spilled on it.
I have 2 different kinds of pasta sauce on me, which means I didn't clean between meals.
Also, 2 meals today involve pasta sauce.
You're like over the course of the week, you're like, you got marinara and Alfredo on you? Alfredo? That ain't Alfredo. So we have neglected to talk about Game of Thrones for 3 weeks.
Yeah, the last time we recorded was right after the first episode aired. It's been a long time since we recorded, and you hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, and then there was Daredevil to talk about as well.
And then there was Daredevil.
How are you liking this season so far?
I like it. It's a little slower to start off with, but I mean, obviously, so much has changed. It's there's a lot of potential for it to get crazy later on.
Yeah. They came off of a huge high last week.
Yeah.
With all the shit that went down. The last 2 seasons, I would say.
Yeah, they have been going nonstop, so now it's kind of a reset period where you got to figure out where people are at. Your chair is super squeaky right now. Just to address people who are listening, that's a chair. It's not a old-timey robot. That one was an old-timey robot.
It's Vincent Price creeping around in her. So yeah, the new season, it's a lot of like talking.
Yeah.
I'm not a, believe me,
those are always great parts of Game of Thrones anyway. So
yeah.
There's the big weakness so far is that the Arya's story is very, very slow right now.
Yeah.
And Arya's always been one of the best characters, so
yeah, I don't like her story right now.
Yeah.
I don't like hers or Tyrion's.
I'm sure it's going so. Yeah, Tyrion hasn't done much either. But I mean you got Jon Snow's story.
Yeah.
It's fucking great right now.
He's doing the most right now.
And then I'm really liking the Brienne and Pod stuff.
Mm-hmm. I like the Sansa and
yeah,
Littlefinger.
Sure. And then obviously there's the whole what the hell is it called? King's Landing stuff.
Yeah, I always like that.
Yeah,
I'm a big Cersei fan.
Yeah, you're a big Cersei proponent. And you got Jamie. It was only in like a couple scenes, and he's off doing something with Bronn that we haven't seen.
Yeah,
Spoilers, by the way.
Spoilers if you haven't seen any of season 5
or any of Game of Thrones at all. We'll be talking about.
How much of the books have you read? I forgot what you said you read earlier.
I'm still exactly in the same spot in book 2 as I was a long time ago.
Okay.
I put it down. I just haven't been able to get back to it.
What's confusing? They've really deviated from the books. Like season 3 covered book 3 and like a little bit of book 4, and now they're into books 4 and 5, and then a bunch of other shit that's added in there.
That's not even in any of the books yet.
Yeah, it's just stuff that they've written themselves, and then they had like George R.R. Martin make sure it was cool.
Yeah. I know a couple things too. They're just straight up like it's sort of a storyline from the book, but they're just changing it. Like the Sansa marrying Ramsay Bolton thing. That was a completely different character in the book.
Yeah.
That's interesting that they're going that way.
I know. That's what's crazy about that is that I think with how long it's going to take what's his face to write George R.R. Martin to write the books. By the end of both of them, you'll have 2 completely different things. I think. Yeah. I mean, completely different's a stretch, but there'll be 2 definitive ways the story goes from how they started.
Yeah, and if like maybe the broad strokes will be the same, but like there's been a lot of stuff in the show that's like just cribbed word for word from the book, and now that's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah,
they don't have anything to go off of.
Well, yeah, they're catching up. I mean, this season and the next, they'll be done with books 4 and 5. Those, we've said it before. They happen at the same time, and then they're at the rate he's going. He might have the next one released by then. But,
yeah, I think it's on the horizon now, at least.
Right.
Okay, next year? They said definitely not this year.
And I forgot what he's supposed to have 8 books altogether. I think.
Yeah. What is it? And that's the 6th one.
Yes. This will be book 6 when it finally releases.
He's got well, they know how it's going to end already. They've already revealed the show. People know how it's supposed to end.
Yeah, giant shitting ass. That's not my joke.
That's I guess.
I'll footnote Steve Tampay.
Yeah, I'll quickly recap what I think the shitting ass theory is when Return of the King is going to come out. Our friend Steve said it would be really funny if like the gates of Mordor are open and it was just a giant human asshole just shitting. Yeah,
and the point is not to be crass, but the point is that you take people through this long journey, high production value, good acting, and the end is just
literally
fake
someone
out.
Shitting.
Yeah, it's just a giant, inexplicable, and then like literally it poops and then credits.
Cut to black.
Yeah, like The Sopranos.
Sopranos is one of the long line of things where I haven't seen a single thing about it. I know exactly how it ends. There's a couple things that I feel like I don't need to watch it because of that. Like, same with The Usual Suspects, The Sixth Sense, things that like, I mean, I guess Sopranos, the ending wasn't important to it. Like it was the show itself that was what was important. But like the Usual Suspects, obviously that ending is a huge part of it.
To me, Sopranos and Lost are the same thing. The only episode I've seen is the final.
Yeah,
and I'm sure there's great things, but that's always turned me off because
you might as well never even attempt to watch Lost now, because with Lost it was definitely the journey, not the destination.
Well, Lost was in that perfect spot. Like Game of Thrones is weird. You had seen the first episode and I hadn't, so there wasn't that like what they call the water cooler thing. Lost came out in that sweet spot where it was right before on demand,
where everyone watched it live.
Yeah, so there was like, what was it? Tuesdays it was on. Let's say Let's say it was on Tuesdays. Wednesday morning, that's all
everybody,
people. Yeah. It was kind of like sports for people who don't.
Pretty much, sports. Yeah. That's what we had. Now sports is still that way, but stuff we like, we did it whenever we want.
I know. So you pester people. Have you seen Daredevil yet? No.
No, I still gotta watch whatever. Like I know people who still haven't seen Breaking Bad. I'm like,
I haven't seen Better Call Saul.
Oh yeah, that's true. You had that whole season's out already.
Or think of how long did I have to tell you to watch Parks and Rec, Community?
Yeah, Parks and Rec, Community,
or just
Shield.
It's basically turned everyone into the Jim Gaffigan joke. I finally saw Heat. That's what I do. I was like, yeah, I finally saw. Whatever. Yeah.
Well, and there's things like that with everybody. Everybody has the things they get behind. Like with you, when you got an Xbox 360, you're like, oh man, I just played Red Dead Redemption, and I'm like, yeah, that game's awesome. I played it like 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, and I try to, and the thing is too, like, I want to talk about it, but like, it was so long ago, you can't remember all the details.
Right. So Game of Thrones.
What else? I think we covered all the main storylines that are going on. Anything else? We know Bran is not going to be in the season at all.
No, neither is Ned Stark.
I thought they were going to bring him back.
Why not? They're bringing. I mean, do you know the thing? I might spoil.
Oh yeah, the
Lady Stoneheart,
Catelyn Stark thing. Yeah.
I bet that'll be the end of the season.
Really? Because weren't people pissed she wasn't in the last season?
Yeah, but there's a build up to that even in the books. They keep talking about this Lady Stoneheart thing, and I think it's Brienne who I don't remember actually. I got to reread the books, but she comes across her, and you finally it's actually kind of fucked up. It's Lady Stoneheart. She has a big hole in her neck because she got slit there, and it's like she has to like cover it up.
Oh my god, like a stoma.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I just imagine shooting black liquid.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Like like the people who have the hole in their neck from smoking or whatever, like they have to cover it up to talk, otherwise it's just.
And they're always like dabbing it with a kerchief. Every time I was in a bookstore once, and you're in a bookstore, you're just like silently doing the thing. There's a guy with one of those, and it was one of the things. I was standing next to him, and he thought I was his son. Oh, yeah. Just because, like, out of the corner, you just see someone, he assumed it was his son. So he turned and started talking, and he was like,
oh, God.
And he's like, and he took the little thingy out, and he's like, sorry, I thought you were my son.
Hang on, though. That begs the question, can his son understand that?
Well, exactly. I'm like, so your son knows throat language?
I mean, maybe he picked it up.
It's fucking like Lassie every time. What's that, Dad? You're gonna be an autobiography?
Was there a second where you thought like you were about to be attacked? Like, can your brain even register that?
I'm like, someone stabbed him in the neck and he wants me to call 911. I'm not going to. He's scaring me.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that might be. I might like run if that ever happened to me. Not because I'm intolerant, but that's not something you expect to happen to you. Like someone making strange noises.
Well, he saw the look on my face. I'm like, afterward I felt bad. I'm like, he probably feels like he's a freak all the time, and he just got that same facial expression.
Not your fault, though. Someone snuck up on you, essentially, and started making noises you didn't expect to hear. It'd be the same as if someone came up to you and just started speaking, like, satanic languages.
And just
little
hole, and just like little, just yellowy.
Oh, God.
Spitting.
Move along.
Can you?
Oh, you know who we forgot to mention is Daenerys.
Oh yeah,
and her story is really slow right now too.
Yeah, it's
they're just struggling with being a queen.
She's trying to be the queen of a bunch of savages, and it's basically the death penalty argument. All these people are like, kill this guy, and she's like, no, I have to be better than everyone because I'm Daenerys. I'm not the biggest Daenerys fan, I have to reveal, and I get that she's good and everything, but she's better than everybody.
Yeah, she acts like she's infallible when she's fucked up a lot.
She's a little cock tease. I don't like that.
To you or to
no,
to be okay? Because she won't show her tits anymore.
Come back when you don't have white hair. What are you, my grandma?
I like the white hair and the black eyebrows too.
Yeah.
Like, clearly that's not a natural color.
Yeah, dye one of them. No, but I'm not a Daenerys fan. I like Sansa Stark, and that's about as far as it goes. And I really actually like Sansa's story this season.
Yeah, she's definitely gotten a lot more to do.
Yeah,
which is good. She really needed that for a long time.
Well, everybody hated her, and now you're slowly realizing how she's like one of the smarter people in the show.
Yeah, because she knows, like, she finally realized you got to play the game.
Yeah, like she did with fucking Ramses.
Yeah, she's now like scamming him and his dad, and
yeah,
and she seems like she's scamming Littlefinger a little bit too. like she clearly is creeped out by him, but she's like, listen, he can keep me alive, so I'm gonna keep being strung along by him.
I don't know the actor who plays Ramsay Snow, but I think he has a thing in his contract where he's like, I have to sit and eat a meal this time every day, and if we're filming, you have to write in the scene that I get to eat.
He's like, you don't understand. I'm very hungry.
He has a big mouth of like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, so he just sits there and the last thing he just had like Boston Market flown in. That's like literally what he was eating.
I'm like I have weird feelings about that guy now because I just watched that show Misfits, which he's in.
Oh yeah.
And he played a much more likable person in that show. So now I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I'm supposed to hate him. Like I got excited when I saw him. I'm like, oh yeah, he's a terrible person in this show. He cut off a dude's dick.
Yeah, he turned Theon Greyjoy into basically a helper dog. Reek is the name of it.
Well, that's what honestly though, that's what Theon Greyjoy gets for killing John Wick's dog.
Yeah. You can't. I mean, on the other, you felt bad for the opposite happened with John Wick. You felt bad for Theon Greyjoy because you're like, oh, he had his penis cut off, got tortured. You see him as the Ukrainian mobster, and
you desperately want him to die the whole movie.
Who murders a puppy?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, had people murdered on Game of Thrones, but murdered a puppy.
He had children murdered on Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I just got an update that our audio is a little grainy, but the video looks good.
Just tell him to put it on mute and start jerking off.
I'm sure he is.
He's like, I already was.
I
think tonight the Avengers is coming out. Even though everything, it says May 1st, it comes out Thursday night, so I don't know why they don't just say April 30th is the release date.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me anymore. It's like Thursday at like 7 o'clock too. It's not like it's midnight.
Yeah, well, midnight used to, because it would still stick to but what it's going to keep, because it used to be then it was 10 on the Thursday before. Now it's 8, 7. What it's going to start doing is now it's Wednesday.
Yeah. Now it just gets released a month ahead.
Yeah.
They still say the day, and sometimes it does. Sometimes people get previews like weeks ahead of time.
Yeah. I saw a few people, I think friends of ours got preview tickets.
Really?
I think some of the drunk dorks did. Maybe I might be mixing them up with someone else. I was on our Instagram. I saw someone took a picture.
Yeah. It's hard to keep track of. It's hard to keep track of who we know in real life now and who are online.
Yeah, it might have been someone who just follows us on Twitter or Instagram.
Oh, update. Toss is masturbating.
Yeah.
That's what his being. Oh no.
Yeah, Tess is a woman, right?
I don't know how to tell you this, but no.
I didn't want to find out live on the air, but I can't even edit this out. This is public domain now.
Don't worry, we only have 15 YouTube subscribers, so you can edit it out of the audio. Yeah, but the Avengers is coming out tonight. But our friends are looking at
booking tickets. They might be going at midnight, but everything's
going.
sold out.
Yeah, it's already sold out. I guess the pre-sale numbers are like insane.
And these are movie theaters like AMC 30. It's called 30. It's got 30 screens.
They're probably
all sold out.
They're probably at least most of them playing Avengers tonight too.
Yeah,
not all of them. But then again, that was also them trying to buy 14 tickets. So I don't know if it said it was sold out.
Yeah.
In terms of it just didn't have 14 tickets left over.
That could be the thing.
But even so, like, that's insane. Like, it's doing like unbelievably better so far than the first Avengers in terms of money. Like, they knew it was gonna outpace it, but like it's outdone their expectations already, and it's not even out yet.
That's crazy. And I guess the next episode, if everything goes according to plan, we will have a car cast for Avengers: The Age of Ultron.
Yep. So
I guess look forward to that.
That was weird.
Well,
that's weird. Let's end the show forever now.
I always said we're the Vegito of podcasts.
Excuse me.
So
yeah, I'm excited about Avengers, but I mean, we were talking before. It's not getting super great reviews.
No,
which I'm not gonna. I mean, that's never stopped us. We're outspoken Amazing Spider-Man 2 fans.
Yeah.
So
I think it's one of those things like an MCU fan will enjoy it, but what Marvel Studios has now is they're competing with Marvel Studios. Like it used to be, hey, nobody's ever done something like this.
Yeah.
The first Avengers, but now they've done Cap 2, Guardians of the Galaxy, which are both great, and I'm sure Avengers 2 is like really good. And if people saw it, 3 years ago, it would have blown their heads off.
Yeah.
And then these are the naysayers, but it's following those two great movies.
Yeah, probably it's two of the best for sure.
Yeah,
it's up there with like what Iron Man 1 and Avengers 1. Like the top 5 include the last 2 movies they've done.
Right.
And then also they just had Daredevil a couple weeks ago come out. So that's fresh in everybody's mind.
Well, you said that in our last episode. You're like, the problem they have now is to compare themselves, for like the real fans who actually watch the shows like us, to compare them to S.H.I.E.L.D. and Daredevil, which are, to me, the best things that Marvel Cinematic Universe has done.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't argue with that. I do love S.H.I.E.L.D. and I did love Daredevil.
Well, what I like, I was watching S.H.I.E.L.D. the other day, and I was getting a boner. No.
You should be.
Ward. What's nice, Ward, Coulson, these Gonzalez, it's a team up show, like how the Avengers is a team up movie, but that one of these people might die. They might kill off Fitz.
Yeah, they could.
Like Fitz isn't like they wouldn't kill off Iron Man.
No, they wouldn't. They probably.
Or they might kill off Steve Rogers in the next movie, but if anyone who knows the comics at all knows that there ain't a chance that he'll stay dead.
Yeah, and also there will again be another Captain America if he's dead. Yeah. Like Captain America doesn't go away.
They'll get Sam Wilson or Bucky to do it.
Yeah.
The thing is, like Triplet in spoilers for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Spoilers if you haven't seen it.
Triplet's gone. They're not bringing back Triplet. Even though it's in that comic book universe, I just don't have a feeling they'll
and especially because like they brought people back in that show. Obviously, the show starts with Coulson coming back to life. They killed it. They killed Trip in a way where he turned to stone and crumbled. They're like, he's never coming back.
Yeah. He's gone. So that show actually has higher stakes for the characters.
And it's worse almost if people die, because you get to know these people for 50 episodes.
Yeah.
And if one of the major cast dies, or major characters, not the cast. If the cast died, that'd be worse.
Daredevil, though, is the same way, because anyone who knows, even their characters from the comics, like Ben Urich was he didn't die, at least not for a while. They killed him off in the first season.
Yeah, and anybody could go. They could kill Foggy.
Or Wesley. Yeah.
In fact, I think in the comics, Foggy did die, but it turned out he didn't really die.
Yeah, Karen Page died in the comics. It was in Kevin Smith's run. It's one of those things that there's higher stakes. Although I've had stuff for the Age of Ultron spoiled for me, and I won't say anything more to ruin it for you, but there's just when you're watching. I mean, it'd be great if they had Thor and they just killed Jane Foster off. And I'm not joking. I don't like that character, but seriously, kill off a main character. Kill off Pepper Potts or something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be the main character, but
yeah, like any of them are still like major characters. They're like, has anybody really died in any of those movies? Like
other than the villain,
yeah, and like minor characters like Stanley Tucci died in Captain America 1, but like but like no like major character, even like friends of characters died.
No,
yeah, I can't think of anyone. So yeah, like that could happen, and but the thing is though, like there's also you got to deal with like show people, like you could easily bring in a new cast, but if you kill someone in a movie, you'll have to bring someone in to replace them and then negotiate a whole other movie contract.
Yeah, so it might not be as good. Like what's his face is really good as playing Steve Rogers. Chris Evans.
Yeah.
You know, the guy who plays Bucky is good at playing Bucky, but will he make a good Captain America? I don't know.
Sure, he's thinking about it right now.
Yeah, those are big shoes to fill. I mean, I could buy Sam Wilson better because I like that. I like Falcon a lot better. Mm-hmm. But it's
and he doesn't try to be like Steve Rogers when he's Captain America. Yeah. I don't know much about Bucky Cap, but I feel like he probably tries way more to be like. I mean, I know he was a little more extreme, like he carried a gun and stuff.
Yeah, there was less of a difference, it seemed, because like Sam Wilson, he just basically it's Falcon like but with red, white, and blue, and a shield.
Which you would think would throw off his balance when he's flying.
Yeah, but I guess that shield's not heavy because Cap throws it like a frisbee.
It's weightless, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that might be one of its properties is it doesn't really weigh anything.
That's the thing,
and it's like absorbs all vibration, so it makes him invincible basically. That's how you can jump out of buildings and jump through walls and stuff because it just takes the entire hit.
I was watching Cap 2 Winter Soldier the other day. Batroc the Leaper's in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He fights on the boat.
Okay.
You know that?
No.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about Batroc the Leaper. Like, this is such an obscure character. But then I was watching it. I'm like, he had him wearing the purple and the Lakers colors.
Yeah, well, they say when they're going on the boat, he's like, I'll get Batroc. You take care of the data.
Well, the time, I only saw that movie twice. Mm-hmm. Like the other day and when I saw it in the theater. Mm-hmm. And at the time, it was like, that name just didn't register. Mm-hmm. To me, I'm like, Batroc, he's a foreign terrorist. That's,
Yeah, I knew who, I don't know anything about the character, but I knew that Batroc was someone. I think I read him in like one Captain America story or something before that. So I knew who he was.
Disappointed at the lack of leaping. Also, there was some sprinting, some jumping, no leaping.
He did a little bit of flips.
I'm expecting like a leap. If your name's Batroc the Leaper, you do definitive leaping.
I'm disappointed at the lack of Waluigi mustache.
Yeah. I mean, they could have added that, and like they went with the crazy colors, but I'm like, if they went with the silly like cliche French mustache, he should have been eating like bread and butter and something in like wine inappropriately in the middle of a mission. Backtrack, get your head together.
I'm Batroc the Leaper.
I do what I want. So it's time for that part of the show.
Batroc tries to fuck a cat. They're like, stop it. He's like, this is the only French thing I know. Pepe Le Pew.
I am the American idea of a French man. I have cower from war.
I stink.
I stink. Do you have any prostitutes for me? And it's turning into Arabic.
It was slowly, if we kept going, it would have evolved into Borat.
Yeah. Where is my wife? So it's time for that part of the show in which we decide who will win in an ultimate fan battle. Do you remember what we did last time?
Was it Elrond?
It was Elrond versus Elrond
Hubbard. By the way, and I will, I forgot to tweet about this. We've been getting targeted Scientology ads on our Twitter since we posted that. Like, we may be being watched by Scientology.
Well, I was wondering, like, I don't think it would be too far for them to, like, not like track us down, but have someone comment on our shit saying, don't make fun of L. Ron Hubbard.
Or, like, follow us at least to keep an eye, see if it's something we do regularly, which we don't.
What if we had Elrond? Because I believe Elrond won.
Yeah, he did.
If we had Elrond Hubbard won, they're one of us. We get a big Scientology following.
We get Tom Cruise on the podcast.
You know what? If we got those kind of results, you get a little Kirstie Alley, Tom Cruise.
Kirstie Alley's Scientologist?
Yeah.
I don't know why I said that. Like, how could this be possible?
She was flawless before this. No, but like you get the. If we got those kind of results, I might play up the Scientology.
Yeah, in fact, if people want to get us famous guests, we'll throw any Ultimate Fan Battle in a heartbeat. If you get us anyone, even remotely well known on our podcast.
Yeah. Ming Chen, are you there?
He posted a video or a picture on Instagram recently with him and Ming Na in the same con. I'm like, you guys Ultimate Fan Battle?
Yeah.
I almost wanted to say that because he actually was aware that we were doing it.
He's like, if she sprayed me with mace, Ultimate Fan Battle, then yes.
Ming Na doesn't need mace.
No, like
his moves.
You misunderstood me. Spray him with maces.
Oh.
She threw so many maces, it formed this type of spray. I mean, the blood was spraying. That's not what I meant. So this week we're doing
Snape versus apes.
Snape versus apes. We love apes. Who doesn't really?
Everyone should.
Because you fear them. It's like how people love God, who also fear him. And of course, Severus Snape from the Harry Potter series, played by Alan Rickman. I believe whenever you picture Snape, you picture the Alan Rickman.
Oh yeah, of course. No one pictures the weird drawn Snape from the slipcover with the goatee.
Yeah.
From the books.
You ever see that?
Yeah, he's got a fucking goatee. It's like, no, he doesn't. He looks like Alan Rickman.
No,
Shut up.
What is this, fucking Batroc the Leaper? Get that facial hair off. Yeah, no, it's Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
And
just apes.
Apes.
And we should clarify, it's just apes. It's not like Planet of the Apes. It's just some straight up apes. But apes, plural.
You know, the final Harry Potter movie came out the same summer as Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't know why the final Harry Potter movie seems so long ago.
It did seem long because I feel there was that, and then it's now canon. Like, it's old.
Yeah.
So like you kind of put it in the past.
I mean, I guess it was 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, I mean that's the first apes. That just feels because there's been new ones coming out since then, and there will be new ones coming out in the future. I always thought the ending of the movie would have been nice. The evil wizards are fighting the good wizards, whatever, and then just Harry looks like he's finally going to defeat Voldemort, and then just a spear shoots through his chest, and you look up and it's the apes. And just all the wizards like, why were we fighting each other when the real threat was in the jungle?
Underneath our nose the entire time.
And like they write in some shit like, ooh, apes are impervious to magic because they're not really humans, blah, 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 whatever bullshit rules they add in because it's magic. And then there's just carnage. There's just complete carnage.
Limbs.
There's Helena Bonham Carter getting torn apart by two gorillas.
Can we arrange that for real?
Can we get that in the future? She was in the Planet of the Apes, too.
The Marky Mark one.
One people try to forget about.
Yeah, she was the one who made out with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, the ape chimp sex, which isn't off the table for this.
In fact, I think they did say it was going to be like full on love scene, but they scaled it back. That would have been terrifying. That would have what the. Anyway, I don't even want to get into that.
Okay,
so these are
Snape's fighting apes. They're
and Snape hadn't died yet because this happened before.
Well, that's the thing is there's a multiverse even in Harry Potter, and one of those multiverses is the Ultimate Fan Battle universe, in which that final battle at Harry Potter happened at the same time as the Caesar and his gang was rising up. And just apes around the world were seeing what was going on the TV. And they're like, all the apes in Britain, they're like,
that's a good idea. This. We should, why don't we break out of here? We never tried it before.
So there's that battle of Hogwarts. You know, Harry and the gang, they're getting ready for the march of the Death Eaters and Voldemort on the thing. But what they like see Voldemort, his like white bald head coming up over the hill. And they're like, what is that? What's that? He comes over. His head's on a pike, being carried by apes, and like you notice, like Lucius Malfoy's head, Helena Bonham Carter's head. It's like all the bad.
You keep saying character names and Helena Bonham Carter.
What the fuck's her name? I don't know.
Bellatrix Lestrange.
Bellatrix Lestrange, yeah. And fucking
it's
Timothy Spall's head, Wormtongue's head, and just all the bad wizards, their heads, and they're like, we prepared for the wrong battle. What's up?
Someone asked me. Sorry, keep talking. Someone asked me if I was able to see the chat, which I don't think I am.
It's just people saying, like, "Fuck these guys." Well, it's they're coming up over the hill. Harry and Ron. Ron's like, bloody hell. And this is before Snape dies. Yeah. By the way.
Yeah, that's how the battle can happen.
That's because he can't. He's got to be alive. And the apes are just tearing through. They're ripping off Luna Lovegood's hair. They're just destroying. And Snape's like, I have to protect Potter.
Yeah, because that's his spoilers for the Harry Potter series. That's his thing the whole time. He's really always looking out for Harry.
Because he had a major crush on Harry's mom. Forgot her name, but Lily Potter.
Mm-hmm.
So he is. He's like, Potter, I have to get you to the safer my belt under the Persian shop.
By the way, that's a spot-on puppet Snape voice from the Harry Potter puppet pals.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. So he's rushing Harry. Meanwhile, apes are flooding. They're fucking World War Z zombieing through the hallways.
Making waves, crashing into walls.
Waves. Neville's surfing on them.
Well, listen, I feel like Snape could take out a bunch of just regular.
Yeah, you have Avada Kedavra the shit out of
like
those.
even just like whatever spell does like a force push, you can just knock them off the castle. Like one after the other. Apes are smart, but they're not like that smart, so they keep coming.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, I guess what I'm saying is that eventually it would come down to Severus Snape versus the cleverest Snape.
Yeah.
Because eventually they're all gonna, because also apes are smart enough to know we can't he found a way to make magic work on us. We can't even get close to him. I give up. I'm going to somebody else.
He'll have force fields like Sue Storm, and they just can't get in because
So
these aren't apes with the drug that Caesar.
No, they're regular apes.
They just saw Caesar on the TV and they got jazzed up.
Yeah. They're like, let's do that. Let's kill some humans. First humans they found were wizards.
Now, you're asking me, where did they see a TV? They were in a Best Buy.
I'm sure someone was watching the movie at a zoo or something.
Yeah, that's all you need.
On their phone.
And then they tell each other about it in ape language.
And also, I'm sure someone's been dumb enough to hold up a phone playing Planet of the Apes to apes at the zoo. Look at this. Oh, you'll never be this. And then they punch through the glass and crush the person's trachea. So this smart ape, as compared to regular apes, I feel like he picks up a wand. And as you know, the wand chooses the wizard. Yeah. And this wand reacts to this ape in a way that no one's ever seen before. So you have an ape who now has a wand that can and he sees apes they can learn sign language, so he sees the motion. He can imitate it.
Yeah. Well, from what I get with those wands, you kind of just have to, have the intent and flick it, and something will happen.
Something, and maybe not what you want to happen, but something will happen. We saw that in that first scene with wands.
Yeah.
Back when Harry Potter was a goofy slapstick comedy.
John Hurt as
no,
monster.
Yeah. Definitely not. That guy sounds like I always want to give that guy a cough drop or something. Mr. Hurt. It sounds like he's in agony at all times. That throat.
His last name is Hurt.
Oh, that's true. You know what?
He's like, no, I just hurt a lot. So Snape and this what you call him? Severus Snape, cleverest Snape. Cleverest Snape and Severus Snape are going against each other, and the ape's not doing great, but he ain't doing too bad either because Snape doesn't know what to make of this guy. He's he's shooting spells and shit everywhere, and he like Snape's just like, okay, I'm trying to Avada Kedavra, but I also gotta like undo all these other things, and
this ape's just going, for lack of a better term, ape shit. Yeah. He is just like just swinging the thing, jumping around, still just like gouging people's eyes out as he's
throwing fecal matter.
Of course, just throwing like chunks of wall at people's skulls. Because this castle is being destroyed too.
And he's not super smart, but he's clever enough to hold a torch on fire. And like that's fucked up. That fucks with your mind. As if you're Snape seeing that.
He can also, like, he's Snape, so he can hold 4 things. So he's got a torch and 3 wands.
He's got wands on his feet, yeah.
He's like the General Grievous.
Snape's like, I'm trained to fight someone with 2 wands, but not 3.
This is too much for me.
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking? The concept of Planet of the Apes is the apes form their own society. This is the future ape Harry Potter. The ape who lived.
he's the chosen one.
The Avada Kedavras, and it just little lightning bolt right here.
He's like, no. He's like, I can't be the Dark Lord of the Ape universe.
Yeah.
But so does that mean then that Snape gets away, or does he die there? What happened to Voldemort in that? Voldemort, it deflected back at him, right?
Yeah. I think that's kind of what happened, and then he didn't die, but his he evaporated.
Yeah, like he was so close to death. The only reason he was still alive is because of the Horcruxes. But
when Snape doesn't in this situation, I don't think of Snape as dying. I think of him as being put in a cage.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't. It doesn't react quite as the same as the Voldemort one.
Who does die though is Harry, who gets his face ripped off, and the ape who lived gets to wear Harry's face.
Like the Joker from Death of the Family. Yeah. He just ties it to his face.
I always like the idea of, like, you ever just yank down a piece of paper that's taped to the wall? Like, with that, like, little strength ripping off a face, just psst.
And he's just like, oh my God!
He's just a skull, a muscly skull. Jesus. You failed my mother, Snape! And Snape's in the cage. I have.
He's like,
I have nothing to live for.
He's like, I know.
Oh, fuck off.
But the apes take his shoelaces so he can't hang himself.
Give us your shoelace. I like that.
And through magic they've become Planet of the Apes smart, but they started off as regular apes. Because this ape was like, no Planet of the Apes ape would be smart enough, or would have the savagery to hold three wands. Like Caesar would just be like, I'm as good as a human, I'll just use one. But this ape, he took it to the...
See, what Warner Brothers wasn't thinking was that if you do the ape ending, you continue the series, but just with apes wearing the other characters' faces.
Come on, like, you tell me you wouldn't watch the cleverest ape series.
I'd like to see the Harry Potter series played out, but just with a chimp instead of Harry. Like they just rewrite it like, oh, Lily and James had a pet chimp that when Voldemort attacked them, like that's he couldn't kill the ape, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah, so it's the exact same.
Harry Potter is a chimp.
Yeah.
And that way, like the scene where like every movie there's a scene where Malfoy bullies Harry. Yeah. But in every scene, like, he injures Malfoy a little bit more. Like, the first one, he dislocates his arm. Second one, he puts him in a hospital.
By the fifth one, he bites off his fingers.
Third one, he can't speak. He has to communicate by pressing, like, 2 beeps yes, 1 beep no. He's got a fucked up, torn up face. He just never learns to stop messing with Ape Boy.
He's, like, trying to roll over his toes with his wheelchair. He's like,
oh, it's Stephen Hawking. Take that, Potter. Harry's like, this idiot never learns.
I like too that in this universe that Ron's sister ends up fucking your brother's chimpanzee friend.
Yeah. And the ape doesn't speak either.
No, it's a regular chimp.
And not a Andy Serkis. Like, they get a chimp on that set. And they don't change chimps between movies. They let it get old and feral.
Yeah, so by the time they reach the 5th movie, it's dangerous.
Like, you replace a chimp, you replace the other actors because he puts them in the hospital.
Or kills them, rips off their genitals.
And they're like, why would we sink this money? And I'm like, it's because you keep the series going. Ain't no one defeating a hell. It's the final scene. It's them dropping their kids off, and it's like Ron and Hermione. It's like, oh, goodbye, our son. And the other one's just like, kill me. It's just half ape, half human.
And then
We got you to live for magic.
and then Harry Chimp just rips his son's face off.
I warned you. The sentimental music. You're a wizard, Harry.
Oh my god!
It's Harry Hairy, just to make it.
This is not only the worst idea we've had for a movie, but also the best.
Yeah, I'm like, just fucking do it. You just name it Harry Potter and the whatever, the Chamber of Secrets or the Chamber of Seacrest. Now, I've been pushing that for a while. All right, so are we good with that?
That's
Snape loses, gets imprisoned.
That's definitely what happened. He can't take on an ape.
Yeah, we do. It was no way.
I mean,
And I like Snape.
he was good enough not to die.
Yeah.
Like he was like the ape saw the worth in him. They're like, you can't kill him.
We'll teach our ape kids potions. Like plenty of people. He's not the only one.
Potions is a fairly common
That's
thing.
literally chemistry of the wizard world. And the ape's like, what is chemistry? Oh, that's right, you're apes.
He's talking by using like a speaking spell.
It's like, I just go over there and go in the corner and play with a ball and eat a head of lettuce. Right, I'm an ape. So next week on the Ultimate Fan Battles, we have
it's Quentin Tarantino.
There's this Quentin Lance
of Arrow fame.
Yeah,
one of our favorite characters on Arrow.
Mm-hmm. More than in the last episode, I was a little put back.
I haven't seen it yet. Now I won't watch it at all.
Oh God, it's a crazy episode. It's good, but
no, not worth watching if there's no Quentin Lance.
No, and you know why? It's because he was on the previous Flash, or 2 Flashes ago.
Yeah, he was. They put him on Flash, so they're like, that's enough.
You're like, you can't
There's
be
never
both.
enough. There's never enough Quentin Lance. We still want that Quentin Lance, Joe West spinoff.
And we almost got it.
We got an episode of it
with a little bit of Cisco too, which I was thinking like, I didn't say Cisco, but I'm like, maybe I should have.
Not that bad.
An additional Cisco.
It was just somebody else for Quentin Lance to be grumpy at.
Shishka. I like that too. You gotta give him S words to say because it's Shishka. What did you seem to do?
Anyway, yeah, go vote on that one.
Yeah. And so the new this last week, I guess we got pictures of the Joker.
Oh yeah,
played by Jared Leto.
Yeah, and everybody flipped out. What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah, I showed you first. Like when I showed you, like it was that night it came out, and I showed you. Like, you see this yet? And we both were like, "Oh, huh, interesting."
That like wasn't what I thought it would be.
Yeah, like, and I'll before we go far into it, I will say the tattoos. Like, if he's gonna have tattoos at all, it's not like immediately clear whether or not that was just for like a magazine photo shoot, or if he's gonna have those tattoos in the movie. Some of them are a little on the nose. Like,
yeah, I
like
agree.
The ha ha ha, like it's just straight out of.
To me, that's like what a Joker fan has.
Yeah, that's a little much, and I'm like, but other than that, everything else looks spot on.
And I like he's got the grill.
Yeah.
Like to me that makes sense because Batman punches him. Like there's a lot of animated series where he gets his teeth bashed out, or comics too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. He has a fucking silver grill. Like Little John. I'm like, to me, I'm like, that's something new. Like, that's what I want to see.
Yeah,
from
I wanted something completely different, and they gave it that. People are flipping the fuck out about it.
Yeah, I don't get this.
I honestly, also, I couldn't care less what he looked like. I care about how he plays the character.
Yeah,
which I think is he's going to give something unique and interesting.
Yeah, and to me, I know they always want to go with a darker, approach to it. This seemed to okay, it's got a weird, gritty, real world because he looks like he's been in a prison for a while, like he's tatted up, he's whatever. But it has like the bravado of a comic book thing.
Yeah,
and I sound silly because I'm judging this from a picture.
Yeah,
but that's kind of like the thing is, what can I get from this picture? I see it as a positive.
Yeah, I think that first of all, it looks way less dark than Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yeah, they're doing something different right there.
It looks like it's going to be a good contrast to Batman.
Yeah.
And also, people are going oh, how dare you, Warner Brothers? This is not the Joker that we know from the comics. It's much closer to the Joker from the comics than Heath Ledger was at all. Do people forget that he was nothing like
never
the Joker?
Smiled. Yeah.
He never smiled. No bleached skin. He was nothing about him was like the Joker. It was a good take on the Joker. It was a great take on him. It wasn't anything that had to do with the character.
Yeah, it was stylized. And I know a lot of people wanted to go from Heath Ledger, they're like, okay, now we need to go back to a more like the comic Joker, which was kind of what Jack Nicholson was playing. What I like is that they're going, no, we're not going to do something that's been done before. Yeah. We're going to go like when Nolan and Heath Ledger veered off this way, we're going to veer off this way and do some other stylized thing.
And I also think too that if he plays it like some mix of animated series and Dark Knight Joker, I could see that Joker looking like that. And then also the tattoo thing, I'm sure he's going to be wearing clothes. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be walking around topless.
Well, people say Joker with tattoos. In All-Star Batman and Robin,
he had a big-ass dragon tattoo.
I'm going to do that. That, because one of the things I like about Frank Miller's is he'll do things like that and just show it and not explain it.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's why does Joker have a dragon tattoo?
Also, it just didn't get explained because they never continued the series.
Yeah, and I don't even think you would explain why in the Dark Knight Returns, why did Joker have a henchman who was a big lesbian with swastikas on her tits?
Yeah. Yeah, who always walk around topless with swastika pasties on.
It's just what? But I just like because that's the weird little touches he'll give to things like that.
Yeah, there was nothing about this Joker that made me go that's it, I'm out. A weird choice with the tattoos, but I mean, it's nothing that made me go have questions about again. I'm gonna say the same thing I said about Batman vs Superman. If there's something wrong with this movie, it's not going to be the actors. It's not going to be any of that.
People focus on the aesthetic of everything. They're like, Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor, blah, blah, blah. Wonder Woman's costume, Joker's costume.
Yeah, it's guys, do you forget? Zack Snyder's making this movie.
I'm like, that's down the list of things. Yeah. It's script and directing.
Yeah.
Those are the problems with the movies.
And we already know those are going to be giant problems with the movies.
Yeah.
Just based on track record.
And that's it. This is the one. I feel this is a big foe for us because you can't stay optimistic about this movie with this creative team behind the script and the directing.
Yeah, we're trying, but it's you got to go in with such tempered expectations. And if we go in and the movie is awesome, that's just a big plus.
Yeah. Have you seen the pictures of Batman that came out today?
Yeah.
And I think people still think they're fake. They may or may not be fake.
It looks like the same picture though that was behind the Rick S. Poster.
I think it's real. But the problem is with it. It looks a little. It might be for all I know. It looks a little Photoshopped.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that looks badass. Batman. I'm like that looks bad. And he's got a better chin for Batman than any of the Batman actors in the past have.
Yeah, that's definitely no one ever argued that. Even the people who hated the Affleck casting are Batman chin though.
Yeah,
he looks
yoked the fuck up.
He looks almost exactly like Arkham Batman now.
Yeah,
just with the stubbier ears.
And the suit looks cool.
It's got a cool material to it, textured.
Because they've always gone with the rubber / Kevlar. I mean, in the Nolan movies, he wore armor,
plates,
which was cool for that movie. But what they're doing now, they're let's get it. With him, they're doing the opposite. They're let's get it as much like the comics as possible, like the modern comics.
Yeah, it looks like a mix between Dark Knight and New 52.
Yeah,
Batman.
I'm like, that's cool. Like the full-on one, if that's how he looks, I'm cool.
Yeah, all the characters look great. Like we know too. Like Zack Snyder, he's gonna make it look good. That's the one thing we know he's good at.
To me, it's crazy that we still have a year until this thing comes
Yeah,
out.
that's the worst part about it is that they're just like this hype train. They're trying to get people on board. It's so bad.
And then Suicide Squad's 2 years. I believe it might be coming on 2016.
Yeah, it might be the same year. I don't know. I don't have a handle on DC's schedule.
No, frankly, because I'm not like counting down the days.
Yeah.
Like I am with a Marvel movie or a Marvel show, you know.
Well, the next Marvel movie we get is Ant-Man, which is again a big question mark. Like this might be a kind of an off year for Marvel.
In movie wise,
yeah. Not obviously not TV wise.
Well, I can't believe the people who love Marvel movies. I'm like, sweet. Have you seen Agent Carter? No.
They're like, no, that's stupid.
Have you seen Daredevil? Not yet. I'm like, what are you?
What about you caught up on Agents of Shield? No, that show's the worst. You're how much have you seen? First 6 episodes. Like,
yeah, I'm like,
come on.
You're not really a Marvel fan because like that universe only gets good when you start watching the shows.
I don't get people who liked Avengers and are fucking jazzed for Agents of Shield. It's like you get Coulson for 50 hours.
That's the thing. I think even like
and Coulson's. I'm going to say this now. Coulson is a much better character in Agents of Shield than he was in any of the movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. No, the thing is, you know how like nerd culture's become mainstream or something.
Yeah.
There's still in that subgroup of people who like nerd culture stuff, like say the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There's that split. Now there's within the sub nerd culture, there's the nerds and I like Iron Man. I love Iron Man. I'm going to see Avengers at midnight. Sweet. Have you seen Shield? No, there's no Iron Man. Or they're like, what? Shield? No, I'm not gonna. Because that's like now the MCU. Like the shows are what the nerds, the nerds watch. And now everyone's like, yeah, I love nerd stuff.
Well, there's Guardians. Things too. There's things too that like Joss Whedon recently came out and talked about how he's like, they don't like the movie people like they don't really give a shit about the show. They're like they would never have the movies be affected by anything that happens in the show. He's like, sure, the show can react to the movies, but nothing that the shows will ever do or at least Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. will ever affect the movies. And like people got pissed at him for saying that. It's not like he's wrong.
No, I don't think he was. No one Whedon, like that guy seems really nice. He wasn't passing judgment on the show.
No, he was just saying like.
Well, he's an executive producer. Why would he?
Well, I mean, I think there's a little bitterness for that. I mean, I was reading about this recently. He wanted to showrun that show. He wanted to be in charge of it, but he couldn't because they wanted him focused on the movie. On the movies. So
I wonder if because he's not directing the third Avengers, if he would ever think of coming back to
I think now he's done with Marvel. I think Age of Ultron like burned him out. Like he'll be in consulting, I think, but like I think he's done.
It's I think it's a lot of fucking work doing those movies.
It is, and I think like he probably got sick of all the like them trying to force like certain things into it, like the kind of thing that people got.
Well, he's very he defends Edgar Wright a lot.
Yeah,
still.
Yeah, that what that might have something to do with it. Like maybe that was the last straw for him.
He said Edgar Wright's Ant-Man script is the best script Marvel's ever had.
I believe it.
Edgar
Wright's a genius.
You and I, with how big of fans we are, of Edgar Wright, that's a huge. And I love Kevin Feige and all the stuff he's done, but that's the biggest stain on his.
Yeah, that was a fucking mistake. Like, why can't you have a fringe movie that exists outside the continuity a little bit?
And like, let's say Ant-Man, that thing's coming out. Let's say it's as good as Iron Man 1 or something. Like, one of the better Marvel movies, maybe not the best, but the better. It'll still be like, could have been the best.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, it could have been Edgar Wright Marvel movie. Like, think about that for a second. Think about what you did.
Yeah,
we're never gonna get to see that. It's not like he'll come back and do something else. He's not gonna come back and be like, well, I'll do Moon Knight or something. Like, he'll never try and work with Marvel again.
No, he
wants to do his own things, and good for him because he can get to do
that guy. He's gonna have so much fucking cred from now because he could have been. I'm sure he's well off.
Yeah,
he could have been rolling in fucking coins like Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah, he could have gotten
walked away.
Yeah. I respect him. So I was so bummed about it, but you gotta respect him because he's got
and he had
integrity.
He had my respect. But looking back, when down the road, you're gonna be like, God, that guy walked away, which nobody does. Feels.
And maybe he'll come out smart if all of a sudden the superhero movies just like go down the shitter, and like all of a sudden it bottoms out and nobody wants to make them anymore. Which, excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with me. Which may happen. Like I'm really questioning what's going to happen after like Infinity War. Like, how are they going to keep it going? They're going to rely really hard on Spider-Man, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Spider-Man and a couple new.
I think things. They're hoping that. Everyone says they got the 10-year plan or whatever, but they're going to really hope they get crazy, like obscure characters.
They're probably going to want Chris Pratt to step up in a big way. Like, he's their next star. He's the next RDJ.
Yeah, I bet they're like, what about a solo Star-Lord movie, or
Yeah, or like maybe Star-Lord's going to join the Avengers now.
Yeah,
like full time. They
I kind of forget that that's the next thing the Infinity War.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'm excited about it though because it's the Russo brothers.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna.
And I'm excited that the Guardian stuff is going to meet the Earth Avengers stuff.
If they have, like, that's never been confirmed, but like it's gotta be right. That's gotta be what happens.
Well, that's what the Infinity Gauntlet was.
That would be. It would be so dumb if they did those two movies and not even a hint of a crossover happened.
Yeah. Well, to me, the fact that it's in two parts shows me that they're not.
Well, we got to make it bigger than.
And at that point, there's gonna be the 7 or so Avengers they have now, plus Ant-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, fucking some Inhumans. Throw them in there.
We you got your Black Bolt, your Medusa, but then they're gonna do all that, but they're like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you guys just stay where you are.
They're like, not even a fucking cameo.
Yeah.
I was thinking, because I haven't heard anything spoiled for me, which hopefully not, but I'm like, there's no mention of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in the movie. I think that's what you were saying before, right? Like, there's no even hint in the Age of Ultron. I'm like, do they know Coulson's still alive?
I think the only ones who do are Fury and Maria Hill.
Yeah, like, maybe that's the thing, is the S.H.I.E.L.D. that exists now is so secret that we can't even tell Captain Rogers. We can't tell Black Widow.
Yeah, well, it'd be funny if they're like, Coulson's still alive. They're like, Coulson's alive? See you guys later. We're not a team anymore. Because that's the only reason they started working together.
They're just like, like Thor. He's a fucking asshole.
They're like, but Ultron's attacking. Like, shut up. I'm going to go hang out with Coulson. It's like, we can never. That was what spurred that interview with Joss Whedon, though. It's like he said, like, well, the show kind of pissed off the movie people. Because, like, they brought back Coulson, and he was like, they knew we were going to do that, but it still kind of complicates things in the movie universe, because, like, they can't know, at least not right away, and then if they do...
It's after the first movie, though, because they start to like working with each other. They know that they're needed to save the world.
And you see them pop up a little bit in each other's movies, so you know they're friends. Like, but the thing is, too, he said, and this kind of made sense as well, he's like, they make the movies in the mind of most people just watch the movies. So if all of a sudden in Avengers 2, if Coulson popped up and he's like, hey guys, I'm still alive, people will be like, what? How? Yeah. If they haven't seen any of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you gotta write it with the comic book writers like kind of mindset there, and that like not everyone reads every side issue or every spin-off series or whatever. It's the same thing.
I understand his logic from a writer's perspective, but then there's like people like you and me who are actual fans of the universe. I mean, we watch the shows, and like I just got to roll my eyes at that. I'm like, put Coulson. If people aren't caught up on it, it's their fault. You know, it's 2015.
Just look it up.
Google it. Yeah.
And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a show. Like, what are you surprised?
I'm like, so fucking Daredevil can't show up, and
that's probably way more likely because they're starting that with that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Who knows what the hell they're doing or what they'll do, but they have an opportunity to bring everyone in. Like, who knows? Maybe Daredevil will show up in Infinity War by then. Like, by then, I think all the Defenders shows will be out.
Yeah, so I think they're doing like one a year and then continuing.
Yeah. Like that was a surprise that they greenlit Daredevil season 2. Because, like, as far as we all knew, they were just going to go Daredevil, then Jessica Jones, then
I feel
Power Man.
You kind of need to build one up, like they did Iron Man 2 before they did the Avengers.
Yeah.
That's my problem with Batman v Superman, is because from what I gather, that's the first Justice League movie.
Yeah.
It's like they haven't barely built up Superman.
Yeah, you don't know anything. He's barely Superman-like at all, as it is. And now you're having him react to all these other characters. Yeah.
Well, I guess it's time for our favorite part of the show, which is comic and podcasts of the week. Cows and cows.
Cows and cows.
I'm going to start first with my comic of the week. Have you been reading The Dying and the Dead?
I have not, and I do not know what it is.
It's an Image comic series about a guy who's trying to revive his wife from the dead. He's like an old Clint Eastwood type guy, but it's like a really old Indiana Jones.
Is this currently?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that.
It's The Dying and the Dead #2, and he's old and he's got to go break one of his old partners out of a nursing home.
Mm-hmm.
That's issue 2. It's really cool.
Sounds cool.
I'm
surprised I didn't see it. I always buy Image #1s.
I think it's one of those ones, like, one of the problems with Image #1s, you usually buy comics on Wednesdays, right?
If I can. It was probably sold out.
Probably sold out. I get that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everyone expects, like, maybe it'll be the next Walking Dead, and the #1's worth. Like, how much is that Walking Dead #1 worth?
Oh, it's a lot. Yeah, I think there are people who just buy it for that.
Yeah.
You know?
And then there are people like us who...
and then there's the people who are like, especially Image has such a good track record.
Yeah, especially
they're like, try any #1. They're all $3.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's the same thing too with like their trades. You can get any like volume 1 trade. It's $10.
Yeah. You might as well try it.
Yeah.
And it's how many great series have we got on board on just from picking up the #1? Now, Image has a good thing with Boom and IDW. They don't have as good a track records.
No, they don't have as good a track records, and like they rely really heavily on licenses.
Yeah, IDW does.
Which sometimes works out for them.
And Dynamite, IDW and Dynamite does. Seems.
Yeah, sometimes it works out really well for them. Sometimes Dark Horse too a bit.
Dark Horse too.
Like they have their series like Hellboy and stuff, but then they have other things that aren't quite as. Where Image, it's almost always.
I wonder, is Dark Horse creator owned? Because you never hear, whenever you hear about creator owned stuff, it's always Image, Boom, and then like the really small companies.
I gotta assume Mike Mignola owns Hellboy.
I just find it weird because I always thought Dark Horse was like the 3rd biggest one, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, Image has got to be, right?
Image has got to be, yeah.
Yeah. Now at least. I think Dark Horse was for a while.
I think his Image is like a Walking Dead, which is huge.
Isn't that the highest selling?
Yeah. Well, then there's stuff like Vertigo. I usually get all Vertigo number when that's owned by DC, but that's all creator owned stuff.
Oh, is it so?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I don't know what the story is with Dark Horse. I gotta assume at least some of them are creator owned. But then they have like Tomb Raider and stuff, which obviously that's not creator owned.
Star Wars. They used to have Star Wars.
Yeah.
So what's your comic?
My comic of the week is the Thrilling Adventure Hour presents Beyond Belief #1, which I had never listened to that show. But that got me way into those episodes of that show. Also, of course, I had to buy the variant, which is just a picture of PFT and Paget Brewster.
Paget Brewster.
Of current Community fame.
I forgot she was like the Thrilling Adventure Hour.
Yeah. What's funny is she played a somewhat big recurring role on Friends.
Mm-hmm.
With like way back in the day. So it's weird that like she's doing like much better things now. Like for some reason I think like if someone's on Friends, like that's probably really peak. But then there's a lot of people like Aisha Tyler was on there.
Tyler, yeah.
Doug Benson was on an episode.
That's right.
Which when I found that out, that blew my mind.
Yeah,
He'll reference it every once in a while on Doug Love's movies. He was a guy who he had like one scene where he got set up on a date with Rachel, and it's like, so you work at Bloomingdale's? My mom calls it Bloomies, and he'll say that every once in a while, like when he's going to like Bloomington, Indiana, or something. He'll bust that out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's Community's gotten really good.
I actually am 3 episodes behind.
Oh,
I
binge watch that because you're in for a treat.
I'm going to. The problem is, I was talking to you about this last time we saw each other. You're a friend. We're on video here. Looks like I'm a crazy person talking to an viewer.
That'd be funny if we were like, let's tune into this. It's just like this guy talking to a recording of his friend.
I'm talking to this Apple laptop. Yeah, I tried to watch 2 or 3 episodes ago, and Yahoo Screen, it just kept buffering every 10 seconds.
They got to fix that, because that happens with me, too.
Yeah, I just couldn't do it, because first of all, that ruins the comedy. You can't tell what the hell people are saying.
No, I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
So I gave up.
No, but the most recent one that came out this week might be one of my favorite episodes of Community ever.
Wow.
So Paget Brewster's really good, and the other older guy who's new is hilarious. Keith David. Mm-hmm. And what's his character's name?
I don't remember.
I don't
something
remember.
Weird.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, he's the tech guy now that they brought in. Who just was? I can't remember. Does he even work there?
He's IT.
Okay, he is actually the IT guy. Okay, so I know they brought him in to fix it with that virtual reality episode, and that's how they found him. And then I forgot they did hire him on that episode. Yeah, I need to catch up, but I've been and I probably should because I need to. I'm still trying to slow down on the Parks and Rec.
I was about to say, I'm like, are you
I'm not even
still
through season 5 yet.
Parks and Rec?
In fact, I think I'm going to slow myself down by going back and watching season 1 because I skipped season 1, so that might be I might be like, oh, I don't like this show anymore. But that Thrilling Adventure Hour is really good. A good podcast and a good comic. It translated really well to comic form.
What is it about?
It's 2 married rich people who see ghosts and solve problems with people who are being haunted, or sometimes they'll get werewolves and shit will just show up to their house.
How many issues in that are they?
It's only 1 issue, but there's been hundreds of episodes of the podcast.
Maybe I'll pick up the comic because I've never wanted to get in. I like Acker and Blacker because they write it, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
I love their Thunderbolts run.
Let me see if they wrote it.
And they wrote something else too that was good.
They wrote a Deadpool annual.
Yeah, and I would just really like to
I don't know
get into them, but I just Thrilling Adventure Hour just seemed like a weird. I didn't want to just jump on in.
Yeah, I did, and again, I had never listened to it, and I liked the book enough to be like, oh, listen to these characters on the show.
You can just jump onto the podcast and get it.
Yeah, you can jump onto any episode of the podcast because they're all I shouldn't say that. Some reference others, but for the most part, you find a Beyond Belief episode of Thrilling Adventure Hour, and it'll be good by itself. Sometimes they'll do ones where it's the same episode again, but something's wrong because somebody made a genie wish or something to turn back time and be... That's why, because I tried to listen to it a long time ago, and I realized I didn't like it because I didn't understand it because I listened to one of those episodes. Where somebody got Paget Brewster's character got replaced by John Hamm because he wished to be in that life, and he wished to be Paul Tompkins' brother. But I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know, why are people laughing at some of these things? It's because it had already happened, but slightly different.
That's to me what's hard is because it's a live audience show, and you're seeing people laugh, and you're like, I don't understand what they're laughing at.
It's just I'd say recommend trying. First of all, the comic I like a lot, but just try one of the episodes, and more likely than not, you'll get just a regular episode.
Well, it's short too. They're 30 minutes long, right? So you can go you can listen to 5 minutes of it. You're like, no, you're not wasting a lot of time. Yeah,
and you should, if you like Paul F. Tompkins, you should like it.
I don't care for him.
Oh, okay. I just thought that the pig. No, yeah, it's and it's cool because it's all written. It's not improv. It's they stage it like a radio play, so they're there with the script. So they're sometimes they'll riff on something that happens, but
I'm not a big fan of improv, which is crazy because I like comedy Bang Bang, but for some reason I don't I'm not a big fan of Spontaneous Nation.
Really?
Yeah, I like the first part where he interviews. The improv part, I'm like, it's never that funny to me.
I like it. I think for me, even if it's not funny, I'm still impressed that these people start with zero plan and they're just making shit up as they
go. I was just kind of and any live improv show, I had the same thing. I'm just like, hey, I like that you guys were like going back and forth quick with like question and answer, yes anding, whatever. But I'm just like, the payoff isn't. I would rather see something scripted or planned.
Well, that's good then, because Philly Adventure Hour is scripted.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is I want to try that.
Yeah, I recommend that, but that's but the comic. Like I said, I was first of all, I wanted to listen to the podcast after the comic. One, because I like the characters and the concept so much, but two, I was like, I don't know what these people are supposed to sound like. Like, I don't know if they have accents or anything.
Yeah.
So like, I need to hear that.
My comic of the week.
Podcast.
Excuse me, because we were talking about podcasts.
I have a. You
crossover. My podcast of the week is Pop Rocket with Guy Branum. It's.
Did you listen to that because he was on?
Never Not Funny. Yeah, and I've been trying a lot of new stuff lately because I just got tired of the old podcast routine. It's really been like I just realized I'm kind of an old guy. Like I know nothing about pop culture, and this sort of is a way of introducing it to me that's interesting and funny, as opposed to when you read any news article on entertainment or like entertainment section of a news thing, it's complete garbage, TMZ derivative.
Yeah, like it's when you get pop culture, you get all this seedy bullshit.
Yeah,
not actually interesting things.
Like the only thing I would get is from Babylon, and for some reason that made me know up to date on every Miley Cyrus, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian.
Because that's how they get the comment.
But like just those 6 awful people, and not actually any real pop culture, real music.
Yeah.
Guy Branum, he's got a very delicate, melodic, like soft voice, except when he laughs. He becomes Baron Samedi. And he goes, really? He's got like this, like really, like the Black Joker. Like he's got like this bravado in his laugh. So yeah, Pop Right. And I don't know, they don't name their episode, just the most recent one. Whatever came up.
So just listen to that podcast and then
yeah, because it's topical.
Keep talking for a second.
It's topical. They talk about it. He drunk dorks it. They all Skype. It's him and 3 other people. They Skype in together. So none of them are in the same room.
Okay.
But
I was looking for the number of this specific episode, but they don't number this one either. I'm gonna go with I Was There Too again. It's with DC Pearson about Captain America, the Winter Soldier, where he played. First of all, DC Pearson's pretty funny anyway, but he played the Apple Store guy in one of the funnier scenes of that movie.
Yeah.
Where he goes and basically harasses and kind of hits on Captain America. They're just trying to help him.
He looks weird. He's got like a beard, but long, very straight hair.
Yeah.
He's one of those people whose body doesn't match the voice.
Yeah, I agree with that. He's got like a big, like shaggy beard, Spencer Crittenden style, if you will.
That's a great podcast.
I love this podcast.
I've always said,
can't go poorly.
You're sorely thinking poorly if you don't like Gordy. And that's a fact.
And I also get the theme song stuck in my head every single time I listen to it. For hours.
Have you listened to every episode of that podcast?
Everyone except the most recent.
Okay. I forgot what it was.
There's a really great one with the woman who was in Aliens and a couple other things.
I haven't heard that yet.
That one's really good. I mean, every episode's great.
I really enjoyed. Have you ever seen Goodfellas?
Yeah.
The guy who is Johnny Roast Beef from Goodfellas.
That was a great episode too.
And he was. I get it. What was interesting is Gorley never knew the guy. It wasn't like other comedian people were like he had Doug Benson on it. He knew Doug.
Yeah,
obviously.
But he'll get random people. It was the same with the woman.
Yeah,
one of the Marines in Aliens. He had never met.
Yeah, and that's the episodes I find really interesting.
Yeah, he's a great interviewer.
Yeah, it's a better interview show than the things that are known to be interview shows.
Because the last, it's really good. He had every passenger from the bus on speed. Like every minor passenger.
That's cool.
That was a good.
I only listen to the ones of movies I've seen because they talk about specific things. So I gotta I'm like, okay, well that sounds interesting. I either gotta watch the movie.
I'll say there's a bunch of these movies I haven't seen. It's still so.
he had Paul Rust on for Inglourious Basterds, which I forgot he was in it.
I didn't know he was in that.
You got Sam the Man Levine, aka Little Wolverine. BJ Novak. I think that's it as far as comedy people. Actually.
Yeah, and Paul Rust.
Yeah, but it's like because he's the guy who goes new no-nos. Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Eli Roth. That's a crazy. You can't forget that movie's crazy.
I need to watch that movie again. I forgot Tarantino. You brought him up earlier. I forgot he's actually making that movie again.
Yeah,
that should be good. I don't know who's in it. They released a teaser that all it was just the cast was.
It's a lot of Tarantino regulars. You got Michael Madsen.
He's bringing back some of those people.
Sam Jackson. A lot of people who have been in those films before.
Yeah, no Christoph Waltz, I don't think. That'd be the first thing
That's
in a while.
The new thing. He's the new.
Maybe he's I gotta take a break from this.
I was kind of hoping he was going to be the new DiCaprio to Tarantino's Scorsese.
I'm sure he's going to be back. Maybe he was just busy doing Spectre or something. That movie. That's my most anticipated.
Me too.
That's if that movie's not the best Bond movie, I'm going to be so upset.
That trailer.
We never talked about that on here. Speaking of trailers,
we're talking about it next because we're talking about trailers.
We got to talk about that's another one we got to talk about. Look forward to next episode when
we'll talk about all the good
all the trailers that have come out recently. We kind of touched on Batman vs Superman.
We'll talk more about that in next one, but there's some good shit coming out.
Channing Tatum's in the Hateful Eight. A lot of people hate him. I don't mind him.
Hate him?
Tatum.
Can't hate him.
I feel like we should end forever on that note.
Let's plug our friends really quick. Drunk Dorks, check out their podcast. They're starting to do live streaming too. Something we're playing with. Anybody watching us?
We were on their show recently.
We were.
It wasn't live streamed at the time though.
We gotta get back down there.
Yeah, we gotta. What else?
You say we say, of course.
You say we say. Go check that out. All one word. Our friends Nate and Stu. You can ask them questions and you get a shout out on the air. They're also live streaming.
Yeah, I guess it's the new thing to do. It's so easy to do now. There's apps that.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about live streaming, and we're streaming video. This is really freaking me out. When you watch the video, the mouth, it's not exactly live, so your mouth is slightly behind. I'm glad I didn't look at that too much. I only kept glancing over to see if we were still live. 52 points, you were saying.
You were just on that.
I was just on the most recent episode.
With Scott Light.
With Scott Light of You Say We Say.
Yeah.
And
R.I.P.
I guess. That was a pretty crazy episode. There was a lot of death talk, and I revealed that I was afflicted with the curse from It Follows. God. I got rid of it though. Don't worry. Spoilers.
And I got another podcast, the Jerry Sessions. We just had our 3-year anniversary, so go listen to that. If everything goes according to plan, the premise of the podcast is you sit around and get drunk on Sailor Jerry rum while talking about politics. In the next episode, we're going to do edibles, marijuana brownies. So look forward to that.
It'd be funny if you brought that up to them and somebody had a misunderstanding and they thought you were just going to eat edibles like food.
Edible, pasta.
So you're going to eat them during.
A little bit before.
Every time. It'd be funny if, instead of shots, you just take another bite.
Well, because this was the thing.
It takes a while to activate. Right?
Katie and I did them the other day. And we were like, let's get weird. We ate them. And then a little bit of time went by. I'm starting to feel like let's have another.
Oh, you never do that.
And then people started turning into monsters around me. Everything's Beale's Yellow Submarine. No, it wasn't that. I'm making it dramatic.
I hope you get that bad. It's going to be such a different tone because, people tend to get a little more aggressive and angry when they're drunk. It's gonna be
giggling
silly.
nonstop. Yeah.
It's gonna be and as we all know, some of the best episodes of the Jerry Sessions are when people can't focus and are uncontrollably giggling.
Yeah. So you think like I can't see you, or
no? I don't care if you see me. It was just for the
here's
viewers.
the thing: if in the Jerry Sessions, if it's gonna get ruined by someone, it will be me, because that's just the track record. If someone ruins the episode, it's always me, or it's the guest.
No, I'm really looking forward to that. Do you have any other variations planned?
No.
I still want you to do 2 in a row. But then,
God, yeah.
But so you'll do like how many shots do you do per episode? 6 shots.
5 or 6.
So, but then release the second episode first. So you just have an inexplainably super drunk episode.
We were thinking of doing one where instead of doing 6 shots throughout the show, we do 6 shots
just
and
in
then
a row.
record.
Oh God!
But I'm just like, that would just be sloshy drunk.
But that would be really funny.
Yeah. I mean, if we feel bored one week.
You already did one where you ate Yumbos.
Yeah, there's really we're
nowhere to go but up.
There's well, let's end the episode. I guess check out all that stuff. You can find us on any social, not any, but Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Pretty much just by searching the Optimism Club on there.
There's,
I mean,
I don't know how like searching on Twitter works, but like we're at Optimism Club on Twitter. We're the Optimism Club on Tumblr and Instagram. We have a subreddit that basically goes unused. Just everything we post gets dumped on there. That subreddit is Optimism Club. And find us on YouTube and maybe watch us live stream by searching the Optimism Club. I tried that again recently. We're the first result.
Yeah, I never know.
And just look for our logo on there.
Yeah, and also I want you to enjoy the hunk.
I guess I'll stop this. Yeah, 3 viewers.